that's the beginning of It's a Wonderful World. Now I know you know the chords, how they go. What I'm going to help you with is changing the voicings of the chord. The voicings are not going to include the root note, so you know the first note is C. And it's going to include the ninth and the seventh to make it a ninth chord. And the voicing is going to be in such a way that it sounds more jazzy, and it also is something that's the chords that are used for soul music, neo soul, that genre of music. So I'm going to show you how to take a regular triad, in this case the 1, the 3rd, and the 5th, and change it to sound, so instead of sounding like this, it's going to sound like this. So we're going to change it to a more rich, interesting chord. So the formula is simple. We take the triad, 1, 3, 5. The root, to make it a ninth, we first are going to deal with the 7th chord, because the ninth includes a 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. So we're going to leave out the root, and the root we're going to go move 2 to the left and also 2 to the right. And that changes the chord to sound like this. You see that? Now, because this is a major 7th, we're going to, instead of using the dominant 7th or the minor 7th, or it's also called a flatted 7th, we're going to move it to the natural 7th. So instead of going 2 over from the root, we go 1 over for the major 7th. So that's the first chord, and we're going to use the root down here. So instead of adding the root in this voicing, it creates so that if you have a bass player, it doesn't muddle it up and it sounds so muddled. Yeah, you don't need all of those roots. Even without a bass player, it still sounds better. So there you go. So then the next is the 3 chord, which is a E minor in this case, which is like that. But the formula, 2 to the left, 2 to the right. So that means if this is an E, we go, which is a whole step. So then it's the 1, the 9, the 3, the 5. So this is the C, this is the E minor, ninth. Now this is the F. This is an F major, so we're only going to go 1 key over instead of 2 keys over. So each key we know is a half step. So we're only going to go a half step down from the root, and then 2 up from the root, 3rd and 5th. So that's your F. So we start with the C, the E minor, the F. We go back to the E minor, and now we take the D minor on the way down. See? 1, 2, 1, 2. So that's the minor 3rd, and that's the 5th. Back to C. So let's play it together. C, that's the 1 chord, the 1 chord, the 3 chord, 4 chord, 3 chord, 3 minor, 2 minor, 1 major 7. That's how that works.